Sagittarius, a powerful change is coming, and not everyone will be able to handle it. Sagittarius, pause for a moment. Breathe. There's something stirring in the space around you. Have you felt it? An invisible pressure building. A cosmic tide rising. It's subtle but unmistakable. Like the hush before a great revelation. This isn't just another life phase. It's a turning point, one so profound that it will divide your life into two eras, before and after. And it's already begun. The restlessness in your chest, the sleepless nights, the sudden need to rearrange, release, reimagine. These aren't coincidences. These are signals. The universe isn't asking permission. It's initiating you. What's coming is not a surface-level shift. It's a cellular, spiritual revolution. You are about to become who you were always meant to be. Not the version that fit neatly into others' expectations, but the one that shines in full, unapologetic alignment. And yes, not everyone in your life will be able to handle that light. But this isn't about loss, it's about truth. A sacred transformation is underway. And in this space you are being called to rise, not with noise but with presence. To step into your power, not for approval, but because your soul demands it. If this message stirs something within you, it's not by accident. Like, share, subscribe, not out of obligation but because you know someone else needs this light too. Gate 1, the internal revolution, becoming who you were always meant to be. Sagittarius, something fundamental is shifting inside you. And not in small, manageable ways, but in seismic, irreversible ones. This isn't the type of change you initiate. It's the kind that initiates you. You've likely felt it already. That strange inner urge to rearrange your life, cut ties with old habits, simplify, declutter. Maybe you've been waking up with a racing heart, or feeling emotionally full without knowing why. That's not anxiety. That's awakening. This is your soul preparing for total alignment. For too long you've edited yourself, toned down your truth, tempered your vision, dimmed your fire so others could feel safe in your presence. And for a while that worked. You fit in. You avoided conflict. You maintained peace. But something essential in you began to die each time you said yes when you meant no, each time you bit your tongue instead of speaking from your center. Now the pressure is breaking through. And what's coming is uncontainable. This transformation isn't cosmetic. It's architectural. Your entire inner structure is being rebuilt from the ground up to support the full version of you. The bold, brilliant, unapologetically expansive Sagittarius you were always destined to embody. The one who doesn't just see the horizon, but becomes it. And here's the reality. Not everyone will come with you. Some people were drawn to the version of you that played small. The one who smiled quietly, stayed in line, compromised your truth for connection. But the you that's emerging now, the one standing in full radiance, that version will be too much for those who loved your silence more than your song. This is not about judgment. It's about frequency. When you raise yours, everything not aligned with your new vibration begins to fall away. That includes relationships, commitments, even long-standing roles you've played in other people's lives. Some will resist your expansion, not maliciously, but because your evolution confronts their comfort. Your courage exposes their complacency. You'll hear things like, "You've changed. You're different now. I liked you better before." And maybe once those words would have pulled you back into the old version of yourself. But not anymore. Because now you understand, you were never meant to stay small to soothe someone else's insecurity. The universe is offering you a portal, one that rarely opens. The astrology is aligning in ways that only occur a few times in a lifetime. It's not random. It's a sacred invitation. A cosmic rebirth. The only question is, will you accept it? Even if it means walking alone for a while? You were not designed for mediocrity. You are a truth seeker, a path forger, a visionary. When you dim your light, the whole world misses out on your magic. But when you rise, fully, honestly, luminously, you don't just change your life. You ignite others by your very being. This inner revolution will test your loyalty to people, to patterns, to past selves. But it will also reveal your loyalty to something far more important. Your purpose. And yes, it might get lonely, but solitude is not abandonment. It's preparation. It's space being cleared for the next level of your life. The people who are meant to walk with you from here on out won't just tolerate your fire, they'll be lit by it. The coming days and weeks may feel chaotic, but trust that everything is happening for you, not to you. Old structures will collapse. Old connections may fall away. Old labels won't fit. But in that space, something extraordinary is forming. You, as you really are. Don't water yourself down to be digestible. Don't shrink to be understood. Don't delay your destiny just because it makes someone else uncomfortable. This is the moment you've been preparing for, whether you knew it or not. And it won't wait. The wave is here. The only question left is, will you ride it or retreat? Gate 2. The sacred unraveling, letting go of what no longer fits. Sagittarius, change doesn't always arrive as a spark. Sometimes it begins as an ache, a subtle discomfort, a growing sense that something once beautiful now feels too tight, like clothing you've outgrown but haven't yet taken off. This is the unraveling. It doesn't come in dramatic goodbyes. It comes in quiet moments, when a conversation feels more forced than fluid, when a long-held belief starts to feel hollow, when you sit with someone who once knew your soul and realize they don't see who you are anymore. And maybe you don't either. Not fully. Not yet. Because who you were is dissolving. This is what sacred endings feel like. Not punishment but release. Not destruction but clarity. The kind of clarity that only emerges when the noise fades and you're left staring at your life, asking, what still fits? What still feeds me? What am I carrying that no longer carries me? Sagittarius, you were never meant to stay in the same shape forever. Your nature is to move, expand, explore. Not just across landscapes but through selves. You're shedding not just people but identities. The achiever, the rescuer, the peacemaker, the rebel, the overgiver. All the masks you wore to survive are falling away. And with that shedding comes grief. Yes, even when the release is necessary. Even when it's healthy. Even when it's overdue. Grief doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. It means something mattered. It means your heart was involved. It means you're human. So if tears come, let them. If memories rise, let them. You are allowed to mourn the story you're stepping out of, even as you celebrate the one you're stepping into. What's ending now isn't just external. It's internal. You're breaking up with versions of yourself who once kept you safe. The one who stayed quiet so others wouldn't feel threatened. The one who settled for less because, at least it was something. The one who feared being too much or not enough or both at once. That version of you did their job. But now their job is done. You're not walking away from love. You're walking toward truth. Some people will misunderstand that. They'll take your evolution personally. They'll assume your shift is about them. They'll feel your distance as rejection, not knowing it's simply you coming home to yourself. Let them go gently. You don't need to fight for understanding where it isn't offered. You don't need to explain your healing to those still invested in your suffering. You don't need to justify the shedding of skin that no longer breathes. What you do need is to trust this. You are not falling apart. You are coming apart so you can come together in a truer form. Think of the wildfires that clear space for new ecosystems. The tower that must fall before the foundation can be rebuilt. The silence that comes before the most honest words are spoken. That's what this moment is for you. A clearing. A collapse. A holy undoing. You are not being broken. You are being freed. Freed from the performances. Freed from the roles. Freed from the quiet compromises that chipped away at your light. And yes, you'll lose some people in this process. But you'll gain something deeper, your own integrity. The relationships that survive this transformation won't ask you to shrink. They won't feel like negotiations. They'll feel like recognition. And those that don't survive? Honor them. Not all connections are meant to last. Some were bridges. Some were lessons. Some were beautiful placeholders. Their purpose wasn't permanence. It was impact. Sagittarius, you're not abandoning anything. You're answering a call. A soul call. One that says, it's time to walk forward, even if you walk alone for a little while. This is the sacred unraveling. Let it undo you with love. Let it prepare you for the radiant clarity of who you're becoming. Because only when your hands are empty can they truly receive. Gate 3. Soul level alignment. Love that doesn't ask you to shrink. Sagittarius, after the shedding, after the silence, after the sacred unraveling, what remains is you. Not a version of you bent to fit someone else's mold. Not the version that survived the last storm, but the you who stayed when everything else fell away. This is where soul-level love begins. Not the kind born out of need or fantasy or loneliness, but the kind born from wholeness, from truth, from resonance. When you meet someone in this state, not just romantically, but spiritually, emotionally, energetically, it's unlike anything you've known. There's no chase, no proving, no bargaining, just two beings recognizing each other in the quiet. You won't feel like you're falling in love. You'll feel like you're arriving in it. You'll recognize them because their presence won't require performance. You won't shrink around them, or hide the bigness of your thoughts, or mute your voice to keep the peace. With them, your light won't be tolerated. It will be welcomed. And here's the truth, Sagittarius. You're only now ready for this kind of connection because you finally stopped abandoning yourself. You've unlearned the patterns that once told you love meant sacrifice. You've healed the stories that convinced you being chosen was more important than being authentic. You've started choosing yourself not in ego but in sacred clarity. That self-honoring energy, it's magnetic. It calls in people, paths, and experiences that match your frequency, not because you've chased them but because you've become undeniably you. And the people who arrive now, they're not here to fix, rescue, or complete you. They're here to reflect you. They are not a solution, they are a mirror. This kind of soul connection doesn't burn hot and fast like old karmic cycles. It builds slow and steady like trust. It doesn't create drama. It creates safety. It doesn't spark insecurity. It deepens presence. You'll feel it in how they look at you without flinching. You'll feel it in how you don't need to explain your silence. You'll feel it in how they celebrate your fire rather than fear it. And more than anything, you'll feel it in the peace. This is what you were making space for when you let go of the old. This is what your soul has been magnetizing all along. And yes, you may still feel unsure. You may question if you're too much. You may worry about outgrowing even this. But this time is different, because this connection isn't about locking someone in. It's about walking beside them, sovereign and whole. The bond isn't forced. It's chosen again and again with freedom. Even if you're not in this connection yet, know this. You are the magnet now. You're no longer searching from emptiness. You're calling in from alignment. And what responds to that call will be something completely new, an echo of your healed self in another body. So don't settle for proximity when your soul is asking for presence. Don't settle for attention when your heart craves attunement. Don't settle for a bond that survives only because you're shrinking to maintain it. You've come too far. You've let too much fall away. You've grown too deeply. The love that comes now, or is already forming around you, will meet you in the wide-open truth of who you are. It will know how to hold you, not control you. It will challenge you, not diminish you. It will love you not just as you are, but as you continue to become. This is the reward for your courage. Not just someone new, but someone who mirrors the new you. Conclusion. Let the fire stay lit. Sagittarius, you've crossed a threshold. You've released what no longer resonated. You've allowed yourself to feel the grief of endings without running from it. And now you've begun to step into a new version of your life. One led not by fear or habit, but by alignment. What lies ahead is not guaranteed ease, but it is guaranteed truth. This is no longer about seeking validation or chasing belonging. This is about living from your center, from the raw, radiant truth of who you are without apology. The kind of living that doesn't bend to be liked, but stands rooted in what is real. And yes, you will lose some people on this path, but let them go with love. Their chapter in your life was sacred, and so is the fact that it has ended. You are not here to carry the weight of staying the same so others won't feel left behind. You are here to become. You are here to rise. And that rise, no matter how gentle or fierce, is not just for you. It becomes a lighthouse for others still stumbling through their darkness, unsure if their own light is too much. So keep walking, Sagittarius. Keep shedding what no longer fits. Keep choosing what resonates over what is familiar. And if this message touched you, like it not for numbers but for energy. Share it not for clout but for connection. Subscribe not for content, but because you know your soul is seeking spaces that honor its truth. This isn't just a transformation. This is a homecoming. Welcome back.